What it do, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. The Dallas Mavericks. After that game 2-3 by Luka, game 3 back in Dallas, man, let's just jump right in and talk about it. You know how we do.
If this world were mine.
So the Dallas Mavericks back at home after taking 2 in Minnesota. Game 2 heroics belong to Luka. I mean, of course, Kyrie. I mean, look, it was another good, steady performance, just like in game 1. Then Luka sealed the deal at the end with that 3 over Rudy Gobert. Great job by Luka. You know, probably seeing that right now on the screen. We jump into game 3. Now I'm thinking, you know, just kind of similar to the Nuggets series. They're going to go back to Dallas and maybe Minnesota might get a game. I'm not saying they're not going to get one, but I thought at least they would get this one to begin with. I thought they'd be able to go back to Dallas. And it kind of started looking that way a little bit after that Anthony Edwards dunk. Ooh, the momentum kind of shifted, right? You know what I'm saying? Especially after Lively went out. I mean, Karl Anthony Towns just out here knees high. He out here Roger Craig and just knees high. Those of you who don't know who Roger Craig is, he was an old school NFL running back who always ran with his knees all the way up. I mean, just man, knees high. But my goodness, Karl Anthony Towns out there just trying to hurt the boy. We'll see how he's doing. I mean, obviously he's going to have a concussion. My goodness. And I mean, he's a big part of what they do. You've heard me talk about Derek Lively. I mean, he's really, really doing a great job in his role, obviously starring in that role, as we've been seeing. And it almost looked like his absence was going to really be detrimental to the team. Gafford really decided to step it up. I was getting a little tired of the silly mistakes, the silly fouls, the mindless fouls. But nonetheless, I thought Gafford stepped up and decided to do what he does best. And that's protect the rim. Protect the rim, man. Own them boards as much as possible and protect the rim, because the Minnesota Timberwolves were definitely whooping some tail on the board as far as getting some much needed offensive rebounds. Gafford did a good job of cutting that off. That block on Conley, I believe it was huge and much needed. Much needed. And then Kyrie, what can you say? I mean, what? What? And you mean to tell me that's not a top 75 player? Are we serious? That's not, whatever. Anyway, we know it's political. But anyway, Kyrie did a great job of just deciding that he wasn't going to be denied. He wasn't going to be denied. And then Luka, remember I talked about Luka being a better teammate and how Kyrie's doing a great job of taking the lead in that. I don't know if any of you was watching the game, you saw Kyrie after Luka made that great pass, that great decision to throw it up to Gafford instead of forcing up some shot, hoping for a foul, which he would have did. That's Luka. He threw it up off balance to Gafford. Gafford finished it and won. Kyrie, put his arm around him and probably even said that, like, man, I know you probably wanted to, and rightfully so. But that was a great decision. That decision might win us the championship. That decision might win the Mavericks the championship, because now, they're even that much more together. That chemistry is even bonded even that much stronger, right? So we'll see if those things can continue. The Minnesota Timberwolves got to regroup. They definitely have to regroup. Karl Anthony Towns definitely has to be more offensively aggressive. And I'm laughing because he was trying to do that when he was kneeing people in the midsection and in the head and all over. He was trying to be more aggressive, but he needs to be more under control and more mindfully aggressive in what he does best. Anthony Edwards, he did what he could. They're just going to have to play together, and they're going to have to get the lead. The Minnesota Timberwolves are much better if they have a big lead. Like I said, the Mavericks aren't going to force things. You see how Jason Kidd stands over there, calm and collect? I mean, if I'm not mistaken, he might have 1 tech all season or 0. He might be the only coach in the NBA this year with 0 techs. I mean, I don't know. He might have 1. I talked about this a while ago in my Trailblazer videos this season, dealing with the referees and, the entertainment process of the NBA. You're going to have some composure, man, dealing with this stuff. You're going to have some composure. And Jason Kidd is doing a really good job of staying mindfully composed. I'm sure there are some things that he just doesn't agree with, but he's doing a great job of staying composed. He's not all over the place. He's not detached or disconnected or anything like that. He's just calm. and collected. You know what I'm saying? And it's paying off because it's reflecting with his team. They don't panic. I mean, honestly, there was times, even in that game too, where they got down early, double digits. And I'm like, oh, well, look like it's going to be the Timberwolves. We got a series. But they didn't panic. They just kept it steady, calm and steady, just like they did in game one. And usually, more times than not, things will probably work out good for you, especially against a young team or a team whose leader is a young guy, who's inexperienced, still has a lot to learn. The Timberwolves and Anthony Edwards usually do a good job of finding ways to win, especially behind that defense. They just come against a good, strong mixture of experience and youth, when it comes to Derek Lively, and then you got Kyrie along with the powerhouse Luka, and they don't even have to utilize a lot of the stuff that they have. They still have some guys on the bench that can contribute, right? Tim Hardaway Jr., who really didn't play that much this game. 3-0. I mean, we'll see if the Timberwolves can come back and make it a series, because I sure thought it would be a series. I definitely, and again, those first two games could have went either way. It's not like, you know what I'm saying? It's still 3-0. That's a tremendous hole for the Timberwolves to try to climb out of. We'll see how far they get, if they get all the way out. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about the Dallas Mavericks and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Is it over? Is it over? You know what I'm saying? So I thank you guys for watching. Thank you for joining me. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And check out my new single that's out right now. So Lovely. It's out on all platforms. Put it in your playlist. Download it. Whatever. Let me know. And I'll see you guys on the next one. All right.
If this world were mine.